Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Max? Little buddy? No, 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 no!
No! What happened?
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know! 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then BAM! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out with a booming and/or...
You say the lights went out? That light was Joy. And it's getting snuffed out all over the city, dragging us all into a sea of blackness.
Can we go? Your gramifieds are really bringing us down.
And we're in a doomsday cult!
No! Keep talking!
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time.
Go ahead, put us out of our misery.
Since we've lost the devil's toy box, we might as well be dead anyway.
Too easy. Keep talking.
Well, that's about it.
Can we go now? The apocalypse is at hand, and we've got plans to make.
What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know!
1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box.
Then bam! Out went the lights!
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out.
What are you talking about?
The devil's toy box!
It's a source of horrible, terrible power.
And now it's gone!
We're doomed!
Doomed!
Stop doing that! What else can you tell me?
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
Yeah, that's the last thing we remember. Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time.
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
Obadiah, why didn't you do anything?
I was afraid. Afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Skunkape.
Of course. He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen.
I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em!
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks. General Skunkape. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break. Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunkape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across.
What happened next?
Since Skunkape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job, more suited to a space ape of a certain age.
Then what?
But enough about me. You should talk to the rat. Yes, the rat.
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise in tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter.
Frankie the Rat. The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my boxers. Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in the city. Hey, Rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back.
Spill!
I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his...
Where?
Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie the Rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
Oh! Ah!
You, foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown! How thrilling!
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah,
That dirty lion rat.
you know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an ödeler Spuckenfreundle.
Hurry it up.
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ipple-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly rat's directions.
Let's hear your sad little story again, from the top.
Very well. You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an ödeler Spuckenfreundle affair. But I digress. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ipple-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't people in this country are so intense.
The tourist seemed like just another victim circle in the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth. Frankie, what do you know?
I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring...
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation. The nerve of some people, trampling a rat's...
Do you want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding him up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved. What? You know, the bad side of town, Hoboville, Flemberg, Broken Corners, that area. Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cube.
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunkape.
Anyway, after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for... You're welcome.
I'm back! Now where's Skunkape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final.
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and he hid from a fight between Skunkape and some other guy. Now make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkape came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered.
Strangely garbed?
Yes, a man in a faded jacket and a strange hat. He seemed to be carrying a box of some sort. General Skunkape was in hot pursuit. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry.
Hurry it up! Give me that toy!
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkape's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the general, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my...
You're fooling yourself, kid.
What are you talking about?
The only thing Skunkape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple, peed in the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
You're right. It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my general's side ever again.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either. I hated to see a grown gorilla cry, so I got in the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss. Finally, a clue. The last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn into a bazooka. Now it was gonna lead me to the guy who stole that special brain. It wasn't exactly ironic, but I didn't care. Crimetron, do your stuff! What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue-finding.
Something Frankie said about the tourist was sticking in my craw like a spoonful of peanut butter, chunky style.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time, and speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many
You lie!
You're right, it was more like 57 minutes ago. Yeah, but you American police are sticklers. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden the Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg.
What happened next?
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else?
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight. Now spill!
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington? Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me. You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Hopefully, it would be enough. Okay, Crimetron, this is your last chance before I start looking for an upgrade. Come on, you obsolete hunk of junk. Talk! Where's Skunkape?
Sam, no!
Stop holding out on me!
Get away from her, you brute.
Finally.
Audiences across the country say, you're a monster, Sam.
What have you become?
The Museum of Mostly Natural History, the tarnished jewel of the city's once thriving museum district. Max and I always meant to visit, but we'd never gotten around to it. Now we were finally going to take in its thrilling and dubiously educational displays with a vengeance. All right, Skunky, it's time to pay the piper, plus tax and applicable service fees. It's a telltale trail of Grandpa Stinky's brain-preserving demon broth. Could Max's brain still be alive?
Yield to my superior technological might, necromancer!
Blow it out your simian hindquarters, barbarian!
Skunky. And paperweight? He's looking pretty spry for a 120-year-old. And there's the Devil's Toy Box. And is that...
Sam! Get me out of here! This whole place smells like gorilla and patchouli.
Sam, the interloper who foiled my scheme to collect the Toys of Power and re-imprisoned me in the penal zone?
Sam? The great-grandson of the patron who put the kibosh on my intricate plan to unleash Yog-Sothoth and take over the world?
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy!
Yes, a common enemy. I propose an alliance.
You get the galaxy, I get the Earth?
Agreed!
Nice going, Bubble Brain.
Don't blame me. I'm still trying to find the volume controls on this thing.
Minions, after him!
Sam? Ah, man! Now I'm stuck in here with the alliance of C-list supervillains. It was way more fun when they were fighting. Hey, Skunky!
Yes?
What are you two scamps doing with the Devil's Toy Box?
We're tapping the nigh infinite power of your brain to create a bifurcated vortex of technological and arcane energies to impel the toys of power to return to their point of origin via a 5-dimensional matrix of quantum foam and sympathetic magics.
Yes, of course.
You have no idea what I just said, do you?
No, but if it means more psychic toys for me, then vortex away. Now that you and Fezhead have stopped fighting, could you tell me how my brain ended up outside my sexy little body?
I took it from you after I was suddenly ejected from the penal zone.
How come I didn't notice?
You appeared to be entranced by a primitive form of Earth entertainment.
Around here, we call it a popcorn coma, big guy. What are you planning to do with my brain once this whole Toys for Jerks drive is over?
The same thing I planned to do before you yanked me into your AirSat's penal zone. Plug your brain into my ship's central computer and use your terrifying psychic powers to conquer the galaxy.
Couldn't we just use them to cruise for chicks? The ladies love a good spoon bending.
That's curious. My scans indicate you don't even like girls.
Could you try not to kill Sam? He's my designated driver whenever I'm in the sauce like this.
Oh, my minions won't kill him.
That's good.
They're under strict orders to drag him beaten and bloodied to my feet so that he might witness my ascension to ruler of the galaxy.
Just so long as he can still drive. So, long time no see.
Long time? Yes, yes. If only you knew how long. It has been but a handful of Earth hours since you and your companion imprisoned me in the penal zone. However, due to the temporal phase shifting of the zone, I experienced years of maddening nothingness during those fleeting hours.
Ah, that would explain the tiny crow's feet around the eyes. Not to mention that telltale old gorilla smell. What are you doing here, anyway?
The same thing I was doing all those years ago.
Boring me to tears?
Gathering the toys of power so that I might conquer the galaxy.
I see you've got your old band of lackeys back together.
Yes, yes. My mighty army is once again ready to take on the galaxy. At least they would be if Paperweight's filthy security guard wasn't underfoot. That disease-carrying insect had better keep his pestilent thorax away from my boys.
Why are you working with that creepy Paperweight guy?
Monsieur Paperweight and I have reached an accommodation.
Is that legally permitted in this state?
I'm lending my scientific prowess to his mystical efforts to draw the toys of power into the so-called Devil's Toy Box.
That spell thing Paperweight's working on. It wouldn't have something to do with summoning an elder god by the name of Yog-Sothoth, would it?
Now that you mention it, Yog-Sothoth's name did come up once or twice. He's certainly touchy about that precious tapestry of his.
Yeesh. Could you go over there for a while? The way you're salivating over my anterior cortex is creeping me out, frankly.
Very well.
Hey you, Fez guy!
What is it?
What are you and Corporal Buttcheeks here doing with the Devil's Toy Box anyway?
We're unwinding and rewiring the synapses of your brain to cast a blasphemous net of tech necromancy across reality so that the toys of power may be properly encased within the Devil's Toy Box.
Ah, that's about what I thought.
Really? Repeat what I just said.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got a wonderful brain! Blargy, blargy. More toys for me! You're a magical mumbo-jumbo guy, so maybe you can tell me. What's the deal with me having psychic powers all of a sudden? Am I going through the change?
It's difficult to say. The only minds on this plane capable of wielding the toys of power are the insane, the simple, or the defective.
Ah, you've been reading my press, kid.
But encountering two special brains in the same bloodline is practically unheard of. Your lineage is most peculiar and dangerous.
You should see us during holiday cookouts. Did you try and stop your new buddy from zapping Sam with a banana-shaped ray gun or whatever?
Why should I give a hellbeast's hangnail about the fate of Sameth's brood?
Well, let me get back to you on that. How come you haven't aged a day since my great-grandpa kicked your demon-summoning butt back in the olden times?
The horrible secret of my apparent immortality is too terrible to comprehend, and would surely drive an uninitiated mind such as yours to the brink of madness were I to utter it.
So, Pilates then? What are you doing in this 2-bit museum anyway?
Since my defeat at the hands of your meddling ancestors, I've insinuated myself into the archaeological community, painstakingly gathering the requisite toys of power necessary to reopen a doorway between our world and the realm of Yog-Sothoth.
Nerd. Why are you and that big dumb ape Skunkape working together?
General Skunkape and I have had a meeting of minds over our mutual loathing of you, your partner, and your forefathers.
So that added up to what, 1 mind between you?
I just hope his brain-dead minions can dispose of your partner without injuring any of my employees.
Pretty grubby joint you got here.
It's one of the finest collections in the world. Our Yog-Sothoth tapestry is one of a kind.
Gee, it'd be a shame if Skunkape's minions ripped your tapestry to shreds and used it for space towelettes. You know, accidentally.
Yeah, don't even think of such a thing.
All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later. Look at all those cool psychic toys. Am I doing that?
Indeed, yes. Your psychic brain, melded to Monsieur Paperweight's sorcery and my super science, have created a techno-arcanic whirlpool, drawing the toys to this convenient container.
So that explains the giant sucking sound in my head.
No, that's just you.
What's that for?
That controls our new laser light show. It will bring many, many young peoples to the museum.
If you can lure them away from their zoetropes. These two goofs are about as entertaining as public radio. Oh, I sure hope Sam survived the attack of the minions. I've got a lot of complaining to do.
Well, at least I know that Max's brain is still alive and kicking. I'll never get back in there while Skunkape and Paperweight are working together. Maybe I can break up those lovebirds from out here. Somehow I doubt they're gonna lure in the jaded thugs of today with laser light shows. Not enough despinings to hold a young person's attention. That's interesting. Holyoke, Massachusetts. If I remember my field guide for otherworldly incursions correctly, that tentacle's a flagellum from the dark dimension.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Don't get cute with me, wise guy. What are you doing in the museum after dark?
I'm Sam. I'm with the Freelance Police.
Freelance police, eh? I heard a lot about you guys. A lot. I'm Sal, museum's security guard. You must be looking into all the freaky shenanigans going on around here tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Well, feel free to poke around. But right now, you gotta do something about this pile of trash.
That's not trash. That's my partner.
Partner, trash, potato, potato. If it's not up and moving in the next few minutes, I'm tossing that smelly lump of guts into the incinerator.
Incinerator? Yeesh. Sal!
Keep it down, will ya? This is a museum, not a locker room.
Would you mind not throwing my little buddy into the museum's incinerator?
What can I do, Sam? If Mr. P finds another corpse strewn about all willy-nilly on the exhibit floor, he's gonna kick my thorax right to the unemployment office. You say your friend's still alive? You better get him moving.
Would you mind not throwing my little buddy into the museum's incinerator?
What can I do, Sam? If you say your friend...
But he hasn't got a brain.
Well, maybe you should find him a new one. Sheesh, some detective you are.
Sal, why is that name so familiar? Wait a minute. Stinky's used to have a fry cook named Sal.
Yep, that'd be me.
A 6-foot-tall cockroach working at Stinky's? That's shocking! No, wait. What's that thing that's the complete opposite of shocking? So why did Grandpa Stinky fire you? I mean, aside from the whole disease-carrying vermin thing.
He, didn't approve of a cockroach in the kitchen.
That's strange. Grandpa Stinky never had problems with cockroaches before. Nice headphones. Listening to the game? Or maybe some Black Flag?
No, these are my official museum guard emergency headphones. I gotta wear these so that Mr. Paperweight can tell me where to go in case of a security emergency. Of course, I haven't heard from him in a while. He must be busy up there with that space gorilla guy.
Don't look now, but there's a scandalously clad intergalactic despot running roughshod through your museum.
You mean General Skunkape? He's an A1 buttwad, all right. But what are you gonna do? Mr. Paperweight's rolled out the red carpet for him and his minions.
Don't you think you should alert the authorities?
What? Lose my job?
How's life with Skunkape?
Skunkape. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that. Not so bad. Aside from the big gorilla over there guarding the door, most of these apes just hang out in the planetarium.
What's with all the apes running around?
Beats me. Mr. Paperweight told me to steer clear of them. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Any idea what that paperweight loser is doing in the planetarium?
Hey, don't be calling Mr. Paperweight a loser. He's a stand-up guy who took me in and gave me a job.
He's not here, you know.
Nah, I got no idea what that loser's up to. Heck, I can't even understand half the things he tells me over the headphones.
Your boss is gathering demonic toys for a nefarious purpose.
Toys, eh? And what do you want me to do about it?
Call the Army, the Navy, the Swiss Guard.
You want me to turn on my boss? Dream on, buddy. This is a pretty cushy job here, and I ain't messing it up over a bunch of demonic toys.
See you, Sal.
Careful out there, Sam. This place is cuckoo tonight.
The end of the world is predicted by top apocalypsologists. Some say the world will end in fire, some in ice, but it takes a truly advanced mind to envision an apocalypse that revolves around a many-eyed, many-horned, walking purple people-eater. To witness the final stage of the coming apocalypse, turn the hourglass. Okay. Whoa, I did not see that coming. Hoyosaurus henway.
Dog Man, where do you think you're going?
I'm, just looking for the snack foods exhibit.
No one leaves here. Skunkape's orders.
Why?
We're supposed to be on the lookout for, Sam. That's it, Sam. Are you Sam?
No, my name is Tyrone. Sam's that guy.
Tis we! I've arrived at the world-famous Museum of Mostly Natural History. And look, a cute little animatronic monkey.
Mahila to Skunkape. I've successfully neutralized the one known as Sam.
Yes? Describe him.
Pink, hairless, difficult to place accent.
That's not Sam, you fool. Now don't bother me again until you find Sam.
Apparently that wasn't Sam.
Oh well, happy hunting.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Tapestry of Yog-Sothoth, Overfiend of the Dank Dimensions, on loan from the East Village chapter of the Knights of Yog-Sothoth. He doesn't look so tough.
Behold, the dread wonder of Yog-Sothoth, Overfiend of the Dark Dimension.
Yeah. I'm glad my great-grandpa stopped that transdimensional beauty from manifesting in the East Side. Tapestry of Yog-Sothoth, Overfiend of the Dank Dimensions, on loan from the East Village chapter of the Knights of Yog-Sothoth. He doesn't look so tough. It's too bad Max's mighty psychic brain isn't here. There's all sorts of new phone numbers on this courtesy phone. This decorative urn contains the preserved brain of the forgotten pharaoh, an obscure and unknown pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Little is known of this pharaoh's brief reign, aside from a few unflattering sculptures and a smattering of bad poems. The anonymous pharaoh's reign came to a sudden end when a band of rebels succeeded in fomenting a populist uprising. Normally, the code of the freelance policeman frowns on stealing ancient brains, but desperate times call for icky measures. Ew, it's warm and pulsing and wriggly. I don't know whether to be repulsed or use it as a neck massager. The seven-sided pyramid of Hikabah was the crowning glory of Kestimpum the Tiny until it collapsed under its staggering weight and unorthodox design. It's dioramas like this that make me appreciate the joys of central air conditioning, collective bargaining, and comfortable headwear. I had no idea ancient Egypt was so madcap. If you're going to putrefy and decompose, might as well do it in style. Hey, it's me. Give or take 4,000 years and a decent tailor. Ooh, pointy and dangerous. Two of my favorite things. Max would love to get his hands on this doohickey. Too bad he doesn't have any hands right now. Ah, the Sphinx. I can almost smell it. Seriously, it smells like aspen here. Ancient Egyptian brain screw. The engravings on this particular brain screw indicate that it was reserved for pharaohs, viziers, or other high-ranking muckety-mucks. Muckety-mucks? The museum's copywriter must have thought no one would read that far. Maybe this carefully preserved gray matter will get Max's body moving, or at least twitching and drooling unnervingly. Hello? Anybody in there?
Torments of Osiris will be laid upon your feet, heretics! The wrath of Anubis!
Nah, but I get that a lot. I'm Sam.
Oh my! A new body! And it's so energetic!
That's probably one of Max's sugar rushes. You'll just want to ride him out until you get used to him.
Well, I suppose you want some sort of tedious boon in return for rescuing our spirit from the shadowy realms, yes?
Well, if it's not too much trouble, Your Majesty, I could use some help retrieving Max's brain from a couple of world-conquering Nimrods.
I believe we can aid you in your quest, but where will my brain go after we've restored this Max?
Well, if everything goes as planned, I suppose you can take your pick between an ethnic sorcerer and a superpowered space gorilla.
A gorilla? That does sound promising. Very well, we shall grant your boon. It shouldn't be too much trouble with all these toys of the gods secreted in this fuzzy little body.
Toys of the gods? Do you have the gift?
Is that what they're calling it these days? My people always called it the Curse of Horus. Ungrateful wretches.
Neat. If you've got creepy brain powers, this rescue's gonna be a walk in the park. Ready to roll?
Lead on, barbarian.
Your Highness?
Yes?
How'd a kid like you get to become Pharaoh? Did your daddy Pharaoh die when you were young?
Oh no, our dad was a sandal maker. We became Pharaoh after we stumbled upon the toys of the gods while stealing coins from a tomb. The toys awakened latent abilities within us, granting us the power to cast the royal family into the Nile and reshape the entire kingdom in our now divine image.
Now there's a heartwarming rags to riches story. If the toys made you so powerful, how'd you end up as a pickled brain in a jar?
During our reign, there were always a few troublemakers who, impervious to our divine powers, rebelled against our benevolent but firm dictates. We suspect one of them finally snuck past our defenses.
Hold any grudges?
Sam, that's all in the past. Even if we did hold an eternal grudge against the mystery assassins who deposed us all those centuries ago, it's not as if we can do anything about it now, right?
Right. So, Your Highness, impressed by the 21st century yet?
Oh, most definitely. Though we do feel a bit out of our element.
Don't worry. Once we teach you a few crude gestures and get rid of the whole talking in the plural thing, you'll fit right in. After all this is over, we'll all head to Broadway and take in a show.
Oh, bread and circuses! Are there gladiator fights?
Actually, it's mostly a bunch of people dressed up as cats singing about wanting to break loose, and then a chandelier falls on them. How'd your brain stay alive all these years anyway?
Before our death, we left strict instructions with our viziers to pickle our brain in a special solution of crocodile tears and ground ibis beaks.
And that kept your brain alive?
Don't be ridiculous. It was our special gift that kept our brain alive. Duh.
I've got to find a way past Cosmic Gorilla Guy and Dr. Strange Accent.
Early in our reign, we found out that a minor vizier and a captain of the guard were conspiring against us. We could have wiped them out with a thought, but it amused us to turn them against each other instead.
Let's roll.
Aha! We shall roll like a wheel, yes?
You sure know your obscure cultural references, Your Majesty.
Roll! Roll onward!
Your Pharaohness?
What is it now?
That's all I've got.
Thank the low Anubian sun god.
It says it's an information desk, but I feel dumber just looking at it. Museum of Mostly Natural History Guided Tour. Ah, an audio guide that attempts to make sense of the nonsensical museum displays. I should tape one of these for our office.
Welcome to the Museum of Mostly Natural History. My name is Anton Paperweight, and I'll be your narrator on this self-guided tour today. Let us begin. Please make your way to the Mesozoic era exhibit in the center of the main floor.
Hey, Your Majesty, check out these spiffy phone numbers.
Phone numbers? Ah, hieroglyphics to activate the translocation toy. We always wondered how that device worked.
It probably would have helped if the ancient astronauts who taught you how to build pyramids had left behind a few telephones. Say, one of those phone numbers is brand new.
Ah, the arrow of power. But where's the disc of madness? Or the orb of unending bounciness?
We haven't found them yet. But here, take a gander at this.
Ah, the wondrous essence thief! How well I remember disguising myself as a palm frond to observe the forbidden rituals at the Temple of Adolescence.
You tyrannical scamp.
Teleportation.
So this is Paperweight's office.
What a dump!
Someone's coming.
Why have you left the planetarium?
That intergalactic bully is driving me bananas, and his minions are a threat to my beautiful museum. Can't you do something?
Get a grip on yourself, man. Can't you see our long struggle to gather the toys is almost over?
You think I don't know that? I've been dreaming of this second chance for decades.
Then stop whining and get back in there.
Yes, sir, Dr. Norrington. Right away, Dr. Norrington.
Norrington.
His imperious attitude puts me in mind of a lute teacher we fed to my crocodiles for correcting my divine embouchure.
You know, Max's patter is a lot less
Violent?
multisyllabic. Four ancient diabolical summoning spells, and one pretty good chili recipe. This office could use a little tidying up, and a good firm raising. Check it out, Your Majesty. An insanely detailed top-down drawing of the city.
What a remarkable illusion of depth.
Oh yeah, you didn't have perspective and vanishing points in your time, did you?
Of course we did. Why, we had a whole chamber full of perspectives and a headdress adorned with vanishing points and... Shut up!
Looks like Paperweight subscribes to Obazoth's nonsensical Grimoire Club.
Rhinoplasty. Teleportation.
That transportation exhibit is bound to be fascinating. We enjoy reveling in the failures of lesser beings.
Hey, Sal.
Hey, see you got your pal up and about.
Kneel before your pharaoh, peasant.
He's still a little punchy.
Your loyalty is commendable, serf.
I think you should apologize for threatening to incinerate my obviously alive buddy here.
No offense, pal. I was just following orders.
Ooh, we love it when servants say that.
What's with all the apes running around?
Beats me. Mr. Paperweight told me to steer clear of him. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Your lack of independent thought pleases us.
Right back at you, little guy.
See you, Sal.
Careful out there, Sam. This place is cuckoo tonight.
Hey, Sal, look. 3 monkeys violating that statue of a head.
Where? I didn't see nothing. Which is a good thing, since we put all the monkeys down in storage with the leather jackets.
Rhinoplasty.
How amazing! We've been transmogrified into a glittering futuristic metropolis. Why do we feel like we're about to vomit?
That'd be the East River. Try to breathe through your mouth. Hey, guard guy.
Don't bother me, Tyrone. I've got to keep a lookout for Sam.
Ooh, he's a smart one, isn't he?
Who is this annoying cretin? Are you Sam?
We are the Pharaoh, you odiferous primate, and you would do well to kneel in our presence.
How about I make you dance instead?
The beast couldn't hit the side of a granary with a throw stick.
Welcome to the Museum of Mostly Natural History.
Mr. Paperweight. Gee, thanks. That's the nicest thing you've said since you hired me. So, what can I do for you, boss?
Please make your way to the animatron of the terrible beast assaulting the city.
Beast attacking the city. Let's see. Ah, there it is.
Now, poke the eyes to see an ancient, brutal civilization spring to life.
Poke its eyes. Really? Oh, well, you're the boss.
What in the name of Gorgar?
What should I do now, boss? Hey, ouch! My thorax! My beautiful thorax!
By the underrealms of Embo, what is going on out here?
I kinda hated doing that to poor Sal.
Yes, most unfortunate. Beetles are sacred in my culture.
Actually, I think he's a cockroach.
Really? Then let him rot.
General Skunkape!
What?
I would very much appreciate it if your minions would refrain from manhandling my employees.
And I would appreciate it if you stopped using specious words like manhandling.
Oh, take it like a man, you big ape.
I can't believe I have allied myself to a sniveling irritant like you.
Irritant? Do you think I enjoy having my schemes yoked to an uncouth, half-naked space fascist who can't even capture a 6-foot-tall dog in a suit?
I assume you can do better, you half-witted conjurer?
Watch me.
Nice simmering. One more unfortunate misunderstanding should be enough to push Tom and Nicole here straight into supervillain divorce court.
Looks like Max is stoking the fires of discord. I'll see if I can add some fuel from out here. Too bad these things don't get outside lines. I could really go for some all-night alugabi right now.
How is it your people make such superb handguns, yet you believe such nonsense?
Coming soon, a brief history of bad ideas in transportation. I hope Max's brain and body are reunited by the time this exhibit opens. He loves tooling around in comically unviable vehicles. Although the Hindenburg met its fiery demise in 1937, its sister ship, the Aeroschwein, is still in operation today and was a stunt double in the 1968 musical Let's All Go for a Ride in My Beautiful Balloon.
That looks like one of the balloons my magicians would create with inflated sheep's bladders.
You really know how to kill a conversation, Your Majesty.
Rhinoplasty.
Be careful, Your Highness. You're full of hydrogen and dangerously unstable.
Oh, lighten up. I have. Whee!
Could you move just a little bit to the left, Your Majesty?
Why?
No reason.
Whee!
Oh, the subhumanity.
That was really quite exhilarating.
You're welcome.
Now never do it again.
No problem. Whoops.
Let go of me, commoner!
Shh.
Who is making all that inferno racket? Yaxagov! No!
Never place your hands on our divine personage.
Lighten up, Your Majesty. I think we're about to see some fireworks.
Skunkape!
What?
One of your ignorant minions has destroyed the museum's priceless Yogg-Sothoth tapestry!
Oh, really? Mahila!
Yes, sir.
Did any of you destroy Mr. Paperweight's precious tapestry?
No, sir.
I believe you owe me an apology, partner.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
Sorry your minions are trigger-happy Neanderthals.
That's it! I've had it up to here with your incessant, petulant whining!
Petulant? Well, I've had it up to here with your imperious attitude and your odoriferous banana breath.
Banana breath? Banana breath? This alliance is over!
So be it!
It warms my heart to see these two fighting again. At least I think it does. Sam better come get me before these two losers knock over my jar, or worse, kiss and make up!
Wait here, Your Majesty. This move's gonna require some sneakiness, and that body you're wearing isn't really known for its stealth.
Very well.
Resistance is pointless, Terran flea!
Eat my primordial wrath, monkey boy!
Sam! It's about time.
I would have been here 2 or 3 explosions ago if someone I know had the slightest bit of impulse control.
Hey, my body's walking around without my brain. How'd you work that out?
I found a loner in the creepy Egyptian exhibit. Nice kid, but a little bit of an attitude. Now let's get out of here before Goofus and Gallant figure out that we've played them for chumps. Come on, Your Highness. Your Majesty?
The toy box! It's mine again!
The box!
Sam, you didn't stick the brain of a psychically gifted, unstable adolescent pharaoh in my cute little body, did you?
Maybe.
That is so cool!
Must resist.
Norrington, help me!
I, Hammer of Ptah, the hairballs of Bastet, and the hangnails of Anubis, reality itself will kneel before Samunmak!
Maybe we should be leaving.
You think?
And so ends another mind-boggling mystery solved by the loping wits and the capriciously applied violence of the freelance police. Who's up for a sugar grenade?
What the hell are you talking about, Sam? I'm still a brain in a jar!
Don't be silly, Max. You've always been a brain in a jar.
No, I haven't. I'm a short, sexy lagomorph with an enormous mouth and dead, shark-like eyes.
Hold that thought, little buddy. We've got some idolizing to do.
Say what?
Samunmak is handsome! Samunmak is cute!
When we think of Samunmak, we give a big salute!
Oh, you have got to be kidding!
Attention, everyone! From this point forward, those little things at the ends of your shoelaces. Aglets? Yes, aglets are hereby decreed to be the most horrible things in all the world.
It's a good thing I don't wear shoes.
Sam, snap out of it!
Snap out of what?
Ah! Just get me out of here! I gotta find my body! Hey, Sam!
What is it, Max?
I'm a little fuzzy about how our last case wrapped up.
Well, after Skunkape kidnapped you, I went on an embarrassing noirish rampage through the streets, eventually tracking you down to the museum, where I, hail Salmon Mac!
Ouch! Looks like Salmon Mac's rewrite of history has more gaps than a British subway system. How long has Salmon Mac been in charge of everything?
Oh, Salmon Mac's always been in charge. Ever since he emerged from the newly created sun, resplendent in his billowing robe of glorious wonderment, and banished the evil cat demons to the underworld.
Cat demons?
Yes, they ruled the earth in the before time.
If Salmon Mac's so great, why is the city still such a mess?
Salmon Mac doesn't stress cleanliness. He's more of a tithing and sacrifice kind of deity.
So as far as you know, I've been a disembodied brain during the entire time you've known me, right?
Yeah.
How could I possibly be an effective force for violently ironic justice without fists, teeth, or a gun?
Don't sell yourself short, Max. Your poisonous personality and sharp-edged container has gotten us out of more jams than I care to remember.
Like?
Well, there's... Hail Salmon Mac!
Yeesh! If Salmon Mac's in charge of everything, who's President of the United States?
Don't be ridiculous, Max. You are.
Phew!
Of course, it's largely a ceremonial position. All you really do is go to a lot of mall openings.
Ah! Any luck getting me a body?
Why do you want a body anyway? You've never wanted one before.
Forget it. Let's get a move on.
Will do.
Impressively grandiose monument to Salmon Mac the Great, erected by his gratefully besotted subjects, October 10th, 1791. Oh, now I know that's wrong, Sam. Bosco's was standing here right up until this morning.
Bosco never existed, little buddy, and neither did Mama Bosco.
What's that?
Wow, that last case must have pranked your frontal cortex more than usual, Max. That's one of Salmon Mac's fabulous animatronic auto-idols. The Boy King uses them to receive praise, address the masses, and keep an eye out for nasty heretics.
Why does it look like me?
Don't be blasphemous, little pal. It looks like Salmon Mac. Ooh, we're about to be addressed.
Salmon Mac is mighty. Salmon Mac is grand.
The brilliance of Lord
Salmon
is
Mac
more
is
than
more
we
than
can
we can
stand.
stand.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Salmon Mac, Pharaoh of Pharaohs, ruler of reality here. I just wanted to say that I hereby decree that aglets are now the most wonderful thing in the whole world. Carry on.
Darn, no aglets. If I had some, I would have given them to him.
Hey, Sam! From this angle, you can see my great big honking...
Zip it, little buddy.
Hey, Sam!
What is it, Max?
Let's get a move on.
Will do. Stinky!
What do you want, you shiftless, tab-running losers? Can't you see I'm doing the Lord's work here?
This will only take a minute.
That's what you always say before you drag me into your little schemes.
You look different today, Stinky.
Do you think?
It's the glazed-over mask of idolatry, Sam.
No, it's that.
Ooh, snazzy. Did you get that at the Ren Fair?
Ren Fair? This is the Medallion of Tithing, given to me by Lord Salmon Mac for offering him a one-of-a-kind gift that was most pleasing to his omniscient eye.
What'd you give him?
Some yak hair pants. They were the only ones in the world.
I'm jealous.
You should be. If I can scrape up a couple more of these accessories of privilege, I'll be sitting at the right hand of Lord Salmon Mac himself.
All you had to do to get that accessory of privilege was give Lord Salmon Mac a present?
Aye, but only a one-of-a-kind gift. That's his most precious thing in the whole wide world.
Well, that's tricky. The Pharaoh's a bit, whimsical.
Tell me about it. I never can tell what sort of exotic toppings he's going to want on these infernal corn dogs.
I see you brought out your catering truck for another delivery to our magnificent potentate.
Aye, Lord Salmon Mac can't get enough of my special corn dogs with their secret blend of herbs, spices, and insect viscera.
I want one now! Gimme, gimme, gimme!
Down you! These corn dogs are going straight to the old king's never-ending buffet table at the planetarium.
Besides, Max, you don't even have a mouth or a digestive system. What would you want with a corn dog? So, you'll be heading off to the planetarium soon to bathe in the glow of Salmon Mac's praise?
Aye, if I can ever get my lazy, good-for-nothing granddaughter to quit messing with her cell phone.
Oh, I'm just, clearing up a few details with Salmon Mac's High Vizier, Grandpa.
Sure you are. You see what I have to put up with?
That's why we never work with family members.
Especially after that time with Cousin Lucretia. Ugh.
Hey, you've got an unholy knack with meats and organs. Any chance you can whip up a body for Max?
Well, I have been noodling with a recipe for a golem made of hummus.
Ugh, no!
Never mind.
Suit yourself.
How are you and Girl Stinky getting along?
Why don't you go ask her yourself? It's not as though she's doing anything else right now. She just spends all her time texting people, never lifting a finger to help her poor old grandpa. Feh.
It's nice to see your familial bonds are as strong as ever in this cruddy new world.
What in the name of Sobek scrotum is he on about?
Beats me. I think he's just having one of his episodes. Salmon Mac is mighty. Salmon Mac is grand.
The brilliance of Lord Salmon Mac is more than we can stand.
Oh, brother.
Salmon Mac is handsome. Salmon Mac is cute.
When we think of Salmon Mac, we give a big salute.
Who's Girl Stinky texting anyway?
She says she's organizing the buffet over at the planetarium, but I think she's just chatting up her new boyfriend.
A boyfriend?
Stinky? That's good.
Oh man, I needed that.
Oh, if I had a nose, I would have horked milk out of it.
But seriously, Grandpa, Salmon Mac sure is swell, isn't he?
Oh, that he is, lad. Why, just last night, there was this tremendous storm over the city, causing my knees to seize up something fierce.
I used to have an elbow like that, back when I had elbows.
Shush you.
So I brought a gift to the local Salmon Mac offering depository, dropped it off with a little prayer, and hoot, the skies cleared up the next morning and my knees are fine. Praise Salmon Mac.
Oh yeah, because storms never end on their own. It must have been Salmon Mac that did it.
Max, are you blaspheming the name of Salmon Mac, you squashy little nobody?
No way, Grandpa Stinky. Max is cool, aren't you?
Hail Salmon Mac.
That's bitter.
So Salmon Mac really changed the weather for you? That's incredible.
Some might say unbelievable.
Aye, and it's a good thing, too. When those low-pressure systems roll in, my knees seize up like burnt tapioca.
Well, you look busy.
Noticed that, did ye?
So we'll be on our way.
What? No riddles? No discursive queries into the secret ingredients of my mysterious menu items?
We're between cases.
Oh, that body-snatching pharaoh even bamboozled the Stinkies? What good is bitter narcissism if it can't protect you from mind control?